Hello and welcome to Styx Media. It's that time of the month again. It's time for the monthly book review, and this month we've got a new author with Mark Lawrence and Red Sister, the first in the Ancient... Is it the Ancients? First of the Ancients series. This is a trilogy. It goes Red Sister, Grey Sister, Holy Sister, I believe. Let me just check that real quick. Yeah, Red Sister, Grey Sister, Holy Sister. So, it's a... I haven't read this author. I try to read new authors for these reviews so that I'm not biased. Reading my favorite authors, I feel I might be a little bit biased. This was an awesome read. I read it in just over a week, which I know is very quick for me. It's the story of a young girl named Nona Gray, and she ends up getting she ends up being saved from being executed and gets taken to a convent of nuns. Now, these nuns are not your traditional convent. They train young girls to fight with sword, hand-to-hand combat, and use magic. Now, the magic in here is it's a complicated system, yet it's not. It's very simple, yet it's more complicated on how they access the magic, because not everybody can. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed seeing Nona going through the training and that type of thing. Now, she's 9 when she gets taken to the convent, and I think this only covers... I think it only covers like the first... At the very most, the first 5 years, I think. And it takes 10 years for her to be fully trained at the convent. So the next book I fully expect will be her continuing with that training. And then by the third book, she either is at the very end of her training or... has finished her training. Now, a weird thing that I noticed with this book is each section of it, there's 2 sections, Red Sister, a Red class, and Grey class. And at the beginning of each section, you get an action scene of a nun, and I don't want to give it away, but it's a nun that you learn about in the story. And they're older. And it's not one of the nuns that's one of their teachers. I'm really trying not to give that away. But full of action, full of political suspense, because Nona almost killed somebody, and it was a very high-ranking political figure, and they basically want revenge. I really, really recommend this series, and I look forward to reading not only the rest of this series, but there's actually a second series that happens in the same world, and I'm looking forward to reading it as well. All by Mark Lawrence. If you want something different, definitely go check this out. I've absolutely loved it, and I'm always a little hesitant reading a new author, but this sounded really cool, and the book sounded absolutely awesome, and it hooked me from like the very first sentence, and hopefully it will you too. But I highly recommend this series, and hopefully the second series that happens in the same world. But yeah, that's Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. Highly recommend it. Definitely go pick it up. I actually found it kind of hard to find. I don't know why. A lot of the bookstores around me didn't have it. Didn't have this book. They had the second and third books, but they didn't have the first book, which it's a series that you definitely want to read from book 1. But like always, if you like this video, you want to see more of these videos, like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that stuff. Leave a comment on what you want me to read. If I have it in my library, basically, I'll set it aside. If I don't have it, I'll look into getting it and maybe I'll do a review of it. But until then, we'll see you next month.